The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another excellent edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble and lovable host of the Power Trading Hour. And of course, another excellent edition coming at you as long as you're here at the right time.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
So what do we have going on? I think I've got more problems until I get this thing fixed this weekend. Anyway, it sounds better there. So what do we have going on today? Well, pretty much what I thought, which is options were pointing to a range of between 3,400 and 3,300 on the S&P cash, actually on the SPYs, but that's what I was kind of pointing out with 3,400 for the highs into yesterday, and then 3,300 for the low, or 4,300 for the lows. Did I say that right? 44 and 4,300. If you had a heart attack. Okay, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I misspoke. 4,300 to 4,400. So not a lot going on here. Market makers are kind of looking at least now that 4,300 is kind of the floor, 44 kind of the 100 kind of the high, and maybe something changes before the end of the day, but I don't see much doing that. I would love to see a dip, and we've been talking about this for 10 days. It seems like 10 days, maybe not. I'd have to look at the chart, but looking for a pullback into that 4250, which was a false breakdown that popped right back into the trading range. If we could get back there with lighter volume, that would maybe give us a medium or longer-term low in the markets that might be traded over. My guess is we may have to wait until the Fed to actually get that. They're coming out the 16th. On Tuesday next week, we've got Apple. And you know what? I don't know if they'll be able to actually buck the market, which is really... Doesn't matter. What was I doing here? That is what I'm doing here. Really buck the market, which is, I'm going to say, in a sour mood, to be charitable. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, we're down a little bit out here, but it's just a Friday coming into it. You had that big low off the bottom, 141 million shares to 163. It may be the best house in a bad neighborhood being bombed by the Russians, but it's still in that neighborhood, and it will hold up better than the rest. It certainly could, but certainly I don't want to be in anything right now until we get some kind of, let me put it this way, in anything that's more than a few hours in a trade. I don't see any reason to be taking overnight risks in just about anything. You could be short and get blown out just as easily as you could be long and get blown out. But I think what we need is just one more retest. As I said in my newsletter, I'm looking for 300 or 400 stocks to test the previous lows on lighter volume, not the 30 or 40 we got last week. And that's generally when you see that kind of blowout and the lack of selling, then you know you have something that's going to last a little while. We had a lot of volume on that low. Yeah, did we pull back in? But yeah, is it still hanging out there? I think we could get about halfway back into it. That's where I'm coming up with that 42.50 42.50-ish range. But we shall see how the market closes today in a bad mood. We were looking for the pullback pretty much all week after fund buying came over. I thought Friday would be, I didn't know if it would start yesterday, but certainly 4,400 looked like a fairly, at least from the option market makers, a fairly strong top in the market. And, you know, are they that strong at 4,300? No, but they're pretty good. So I'm wondering whether or not I'll get that 42.50-ish on lighter volume. But I'm thinking maybe. Again, Apple on Tuesday with their dog and pony and new products, they'll be pumping that. So maybe you'll get a little out of it. Wednesday goes to Delta neutral. That's generally the low of options expiration. But of course, you only get 7 days into the FOMC and then 9 days into options expiration day. So there's a lot of moving pieces, not a lot of reasons if you're not trading quickly to think that cash is king. And, you know, we're at some levels now like oil where you could see temporary but strong pullbacks. Gold keeps doing well. Oil keeps doing well. No signs of selling in either one of them or signals in that. I know that we had people asking earlier in the week about any sign. Now we've got one from Oxy. So we'll see if we can't get that in here right now from Mimi OXY. Any signs out here? Well, the only reason I would probably think about taking cash here is you've got 3 decent candles up. I would like to see the second one have a little bit more for the 3 advancing candles. All things being equal into energy, with a candle like this, I'd be ringing the register. So that would be me. But that's a trade, not an investment. If you're planning on holding it for the next 5 years, certainly a lot of difference between that and just a trade. You don't have that in some of the other ones. XOP, not so much. Let's take a look at the XLE. You really don't have that either. So yeah, on Oxy, more of a candle that would have me a seller in the shorter term than not in the longer term. But yeah, it's close enough to a 3 advancing soldiers like we talked about. I can't remember whatever stock it was we talked about this week in that 3 advancing soldiers. But that's kind of it. Yeah, thanks, Mimi. And yeah, I'd ring the register if you're long that thing and trading it. But probably not a lot going to happen in the near term. 877-927-6648 is the number to get in hold of us. Email me at path@tfnn.com. And of course, you can always put a message in the den, and we shall return. Come back, just like a bad rat.
Are you grinding in the market, but seeing little to no return? Or are you a successful trader, simply looking to make your job a little easier? Learn to take the path of least resistance with David White's powerful trading newsletter. David White is an accomplished trader whose deep understanding of technology and the markets allows him to consistently find and share winning trades. Support and resistance. Define the ranges in which stocks trade. By understanding these trading ranges, David White is able to find the path of least resistance. David White's trading newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, is delivered daily before the markets open to make every trading day an easy win. Visit TFNN.com today and subscribe to David White's Ultimate Trading Newsletter for $119 a month. And try all of our newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Take the path of least resistance at TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Some people have asked whether there's any stocks to keep an eye on that people really haven't brought up yet. Probably for the whole Russia thing, and one is Fiverr. They've got about, about a third of the Ukraine. What is it? FIIB? Is it just 5? I think it's just 5, isn't it? 5? No, that's 5 below. What is Fiverr? FVRR, okay. FVRR. Haven't really seen a great deal in this one. I mean, it was coming a long time ago. But they got about a third of the people that work on Fiverr for their revenues are in the Ukraine. So it's a huge place where you can live on $5 a day. In a lot of places. So they have a lot of tech guys that probably aren't all that talented, but incredibly cheap. And, from anything from creating graphics and other stuff, they work for pennies on the dollar compared to most places around the world. But it's kind of already made its temporary low, but things can always get worse. Stocks are never too low to sell or too high to buy. So we'll see. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I know there's a issue. I'm just not exactly sure where it is. Come on. Okay. Oh, anyway, Fiverr. And of course, that's about it. But if things get worse, this is probably going to blow out the bottom. That's it. Let's do a little history and we'll move on.
Then it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1952, Ernest Hemingway completes his short novel, completes his short novel, The Old Man and the Sea. He wrote his publisher the very same day, saying he had finished the book and it was the best writing he had ever done. And I agree with him. The critics agreed too. The book won the Pulitzer Prize in 1953 III and became one of his best-selling works. Of course, if you've ever been to Key West, you can go down and visit his home. It's always interesting. But you know what? If you're a teenager, a young boy, Old Man and the Sea, still a great book. Can't hardly beat it. He was a great writer, but troubled, as many of them were back in those days, and even today. But on this day in 1952, The Old Man and the Sea. And if you want to see the movie version of it, not as bad as it might have been. Tough book to make a movie out of. Anyway, we're going to move up and beyond in the markets here. Got some more questions already coming out. Yesterday, Kay asked about Datadog. We didn't get to it. We had so much stuff going on with Tim Ward. Tim likes all the emails he got from you and the questions. Just remember, we're going to do it again in a couple of weeks. Question of whether or not Datadog may be some kind of weird head and shoulders. But all you were doing was waiting for this double gap. I can probably do a show just on stocks testing their double gap. And if you love single gaps, then you'll absolutely want to marry double gaps and triple gaps. But certainly we got to that today. The gap up on the 4th of February was on 5.6 million shares. We're down on 2.4 million shares so far. Again, maybe if we find some kind of low out here at 42.50-ish and everything, we don't get a lot of interest in buying and the interest in selling also wanes, that may be interesting. You also have a double gap at 120 if this fails. But pretty tight risk reward here, and certainly the volume is telling you that there's not a whole lot of push here. It is a Friday, so I would wait for Monday. Okay, and so that's getting yesterday's done. Apple going to introduce midnight nuclear color. Hi, Apple is going to introduce a midnight nuclear color. Maybe. XLF for the short-term is screaming by, of course, unless we get annihilated. XLF. And, of course, betting on the end of the world is never a good option. Of course, you won't be around to spend it. And, of course, the other side won't be there to give you the cash either. So, when everybody gets rather despondent, I start thinking about looking at long positions. Still a little bit too much volume for me. You got generally, but it's not as bad as one might think. You only have 60 million shares today compared to the February 24th low. I would wait until Monday. I don't see any reason to go out on a limb here in case something happens. But yeah, I would be looking very hard at the financials. Your first test was on 170 million shares on January 24th. You tested with 143, not light enough for me. I would have liked to seen 100 million shares or something, as I said, to really give us a opportunity. But pretty good day out here with 60 million shares. And that would give you, you had 130 back on the first, but today really kind of more of a test. I probably would, in this environment, wait for it to go below 36.82. You're about a penny above that for the day, and then actually come back and close back above 36.80. To give you a signal. Probably not going to be leaning over the tips of my skis too much in this market. And I think you probably want to give everything maybe just one more day than you would have, a couple of months ago. But yeah, the setup's pretty good. You got light volume today. You are a penny above the low, and you've got light volume, so you really don't need it. But I would wait till Monday morning too, and then see how it trades throughout the day. If you wanted to go long in any of those, maybe even pre-market, I just wouldn't get. I probably wouldn't take the weekend risk. My guess is a lot of other folks will not be doing that either, and we probably close. I'm guessing right now closer to 4,300 than 4,350. We're kind of 43.22 right now. As once again, we're going into a break. We'll be back. Email me your questions on stocks. Give me a call. This would be a great day to do so. Got plenty of time to delve deep. Talk about video games. Questions.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hey. Okay, we're back to down 47 on the S&P cash, Dow down to 314, NASDAQ off 248, and Russell down 38, which is the big loser of the day, down 1.9%. And of course, the continual rush for safety is always a big sign that you're in trouble. But the question is, out of the fire and into the frying pan, almost always. kind of surprised people, even though they know interest rates are going up, are still diving into the TLT or bonds themselves. But at this point, is it the Fed? Is it the Russian oligarchs throwing their money into this? Certainly, I've talked to a couple of real estate agents who will remain nameless that I cross path with. And apparently, well, they're all buying real estate here in the United States right now, doing anything to diversify their cash out of that. But apparently, there's been a lot of buying lately. You know, I guess half of something is better than nothing of something if it all blows up in Russia. But starting to hear a little bit about that. Okay, 877-927-6648. Okay, so let's go back to the usual suspects. I'm going to talk about video cards. If I'm out here. I had a question. Does NVIDIA still make multi-monitor cards similar to NVS line using the InView system? I do not know. I've got 4 monitors hooked up to my 2080 video card in this machine. I've been wanting to buy a 3080. Those can run 4 4K monitors at the same time. So probably not a big deal if you're just buying a single video card. If you can find one, if you want to run 2 cards, probably a 3070. And if you get a 3080 today, it'll run 4 monitors at 4K. And, you know, probably 60 hertz at the same time. So, yeah, I'd just get an NVIDIA card. Those are the big Mac daddies. AMD has some, but not quite as good. And especially some of the stuff coming in the future using machine learning that you may want for your systems. I know that'll be a big thing in the coming years. NVIDIA kind of owns it. Just very tough to get the cards, but yeah. 3070 if you just want to run 2 monitors, 3080 if you want to run 4 monitors, and if you want to own the world, buy a 3090. But I think that's about $4,000 right now, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so we got that done. Okay. Okay. Question about Tesla. It's just flat today. Again, I'm thinking this thing goes back down to $600. Probably these lows about 550, 540 back on May 19th of 2021 and March 5th. It never was worth $1,200. It was never worth 500 and some odd bucks. People would pay it, but if you really went to it, it's not much different than any other car company. And the ability to get high margins has a lot to do with cutting corners. Those aren't going to do as well as they have in the past. And, of course, sales really starting to curtail in China because quality control. They won't put up with it, and they're not a bunch of mind-numb robots like we have in the United States that will put up with some of the issues with quality control for Tesla. And there are a lot of them. I'm not saying it's a horrible car. I'm just saying if it was made by any of the others, it would be pilloried on a daily basis. Again, I'm thinking $40-80 at some point in the non-too-distant future. Okay. Question about the IBB. As we've been saying for the last couple of weeks, these guys are in a world of hurt when it comes for legal issues. I still don't see much going on here other than a light volume test of the January 28th low. That was 122.50. You've got 122.53 today. That's with this 900,000 shares compared to that 5.8 million share low, and of course the reversal day out here. So yeah, could you be beating out a low in this market? You can. My guess is, though, you probably don't want to be in the IBB because those big guys are going to be problematic. You probably want to be picking maybe a basket, 25% of 4 stocks that you like, compared to going into the big indexes. Yeah, could you get a bounce off the bottom? Yeah, it's just, I think everybody now knows just how many lawsuits are coming for these guys. And yeah, they may have gotten immunity, but you don't get immunity when you do bad things. And they probably did a lot of bad things. 877-927-6648. We'll go to the usual suspects real quickly. Amazon, more than anything, probably people are trading on supply chain issues. And you know what? Maybe actually getting stuff delivered is a little bit more expensive now. They'll pass that along, I think, soon enough. They've raised the rates, of course, for your Prime membership on a monthly basis. But if you got a lot of heavy stuff, probably still tough. I like that 3,900 area. We got to 2,876 today, which is about a 50% retracement, I think, on that. Let's go back out here. Let's do this, make things a little easier. Actually, yeah, more than that, right? You got to the 618 today, retracement of this last move. Yeah. So what is that? 2904.22. So you got about $20 underneath that, and it popped back up. So not a bad looking chart. The big problem I have with Amazon is it discontinually making lower highs and higher lows. And I'm not a big fan of getting into stocks that are doing that, because generally the first break about 80% of the time will be to the wrong side. So if you wanted to get in Amazon, what you would want is another brief blowout of the lows and it come back into the trade. Well, we've got one more segment. Please, time to call 877-927-6648.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
As we come back for one big segment, one tiny segment for the end of this week. Yeah, I'm looking at 4,300 as kind of the floor. We'll see how well that does when everybody gets into the stampede mode into the close today. But not looking good. And of course, if you're more on the bearish side, a little bit more in the volume department. We're doing 9.4 billion shares on the day, which is, I think we're going to probably have one of the strongest Fridays in a long, long time for volume, and this time on the downside. So again, I'm still thinking maybe 43.50-ish we could find some kind of low. Maybe we don't. Maybe it just goes through, builds some steam and blows through it. But you can wait for that. Not 50 points. Could just be our mere trading hours away. Question on MU. Yeah, it's just brutal out here. These guys are beating up on it, on analysts. And I don't, is there any truth to it? I don't believe analysts at all. They either are getting long and talking up the stock, or they're short, hammering it down. You don't have a lot of volume out here, comparatively to like just an update a couple of days ago. But you know what? You probably have enough. I would love for it to come back down to $75 again on lighter volume. Today is going to probably be a little more than you'd want, but it's still another $5 or $6 lower, and I think we could get there by Wednesday maybe and set the lows and have something we can trade against. But again, don't need to make that decision until we get there. And of course, always have a lot of people asking, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? But not much going on out there. Yeah. Just not exactly sure why these analysts are coming out, and they can't really pick anything out on these stocks that they're beating up on right now, other than they've moved their credit rating down. But I don't see anything in there that actually says you should move their credit rating down. But we shall see. Let's go back to the usual suspects of NVIDIA. NVIDIA. Okay. Again, you had a higher low and lower high. Of course, it's more on the low side out here. You may just be putting in a good flag for these companies. Again, I think they're trying to drive them down so they can buy them at a better price. A lot of self-serving analysts these days. but not as bad as you would think. 32 million shares so far today, 33 million compared to the 73 million on the way back up on the 24th. And of course, you have 91 million shares at 208.88. Ideally, that's exactly where I think you should be buying if the volume comes in light. AMD, same thing. I think they're trying to drive this down. But again, I'm not going to be involved in anything that has lower highs and higher lows. You're just almost always asking to get driven out of the stock if you think it's going to go higher. It generally goes lower first, and then if you think it's going to go lower, it goes higher first about 80% of the time. So not bad. On this one, also, like I said, there's some stocks out here that are starting to show some signs that don't look as bad as the market would tell you. February 24th, 104.26 with 143 million shares with just 80 so far today. So it's not as bad as you would think. Sophie and Airbnb. Let's take a look. SOFI. You went through Confluence and failed. That would probably be the reason that I stayed out of this thing to begin with. Is it right there? There we go. A little bit more confusing, but on the longer term issues, is that about the right? Yeah. See if I can get it here. There you go. That one makes it look a little bit better. 1174. They just ran it on that day, gave it all back up, closed below the Confluence level. If you're playing at home and want to take a look at it, what you want to do is use 1647, the January 20th high, and the February 1st high, and work out the Fibonacci retracements on those using the February 24th as your beginning point. If you put both of those together and you go between the 382 of one and the 618 of the other, and you get some kind of very light number right there, always a good place to be knowing to get out. So you're going to get a retest out here again. Not bad today. You're in a candle that went lower, but it had too much volume. Again, a low with high volume is not a low until it's been retested, and you're getting that retest now. You had 76 million shares on the 24th. Today you got 49, still a little bit more. So my guess is that you would want it to get closer to the $8.82 low. But just remember, you're going to have stiff resistance on these Confluence levels, and especially if I get my wish and get my 42.50 with light volume and we get some kind of tradable low, generally you want to set up these trades to where you get out at those Confluence levels. If you're unfamiliar with them, maybe we can look at more of them next week. In fact, maybe I'll run a scan on some of these and see where they're at. But they work so well. If you love Fibonacci's by themselves, that's great. But yeah, you get two of them together saying the same thing. Always a great and better signal, in my opinion. Okay, I got a few more emails here. Let's go get back to those. To the stages of a market. Would you show your chart again that shows the stages of the start market bubble? Accumulation, greed, hope, fear, something like that. Yeah, that is, I'll get it during the break. That's from Jean Rodriguez on his site on transportation. And I'll find that during the break. We're getting ready to go now. In fact, I'll put that in my usual stack of stuff here. But we'll be back in a minute to wrap the day up and watch the markets as they kind of circle the drain out here at 4,300 on the day. Will it? Market makers think it will. We'll be back in a minute.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And we had a question again to bring up market cycles chart that I showed a while ago. This is off a transportation site from Jean Rodriguez. If anybody wants a link to the page on the website, or his website, where he talks about this. For some reason, it's on a transportation website. But kind of bizarre. But I brought this up going into the end of the year. This is the most important chart that you can look at. So there it is. If you want the chart or the link, just email me at path@tfnn.com, and I'll get it to you this week. But that's it. We also had a question to look at something else. Okay. Where's it at here? Airbnb, which we already have up and running on the charts here, as we get ready to walk out on another wonderful week of trading. If you're a short-term trader, that is. Anyway, you're going back into a low with 5.6 million shares. Today you've got 6. So that's not good. You got a high volume high at 191. I still think this is a one of the better plays for going forward in the next year for the pandemic issues. But now getting killed by gas prices, as most everything will this year. But, if you find a low, get more into the driving season, people start looking. They'll probably be looking for things that are less expensive and closer to home. So probably, maybe this thing finds a low, but it needs to now, with the kind of volume it has, retest to 134.37. So there's not much. As I said, guns, bullets, and gold. What shines this weekend. So when you can, not when you have to, and we'll return. So many medical conditions on Monday. Same Pat channel, same